Let's go, Ding. 2 weeks away. Power Slap number 9. We're just wrapping up Road to the Title 3, leading in to what I believe could be this historic event that is shaping up to be a banger. Top to bottom, we get the entire fight card released. 8 fights on it. We get the coin toss winners. And we know the newcomers from Road to the Title 3 are going to go up against some of the OGs. And not to be undersaid, we've got the Crazy Hawaiian versus Dumpling, John Davis versus Isaiah Quiones, Paige Van Zandt versus newcomer Chelsea Dotson. And we've got Austin Turpin, Russell Rivera. What a main card that is going to be. You're not going to want to blink. Do you think that is the best collection of 4 fights in the main card that we've had yet?
Yeah, 100%, man. Absolutely. I think a lot of star power, a lot of debuts, so a lot of potential for star power. Lots of fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's going to be exciting. Top to bottom, we've got a lot of weight classes represented in this one. We've got the super heavyweights, obviously with the title on the line. We've got the middleweights with the title on the line. We've got the women and the light heavies. But we've got a very interesting match between Nate Bernard and James Seekman. And this is starting to brew. It's starting to get personal. Obviously, we've interviewed both of these fighters pre-fight, and we're excited about what this is going to come. Can Nate get back in the win column, or is James going to continue to ride, which is seemingly destiny for him? Damien DeBell was the one that got him into this sport. After every single match, there is this obsession with Damien DeBell. Is James going to be able to continue to ride that one out, Ding?
Who knows, man? Your guess is as good as mine. I guess a lot of confidence for sure, to say the least. And we'll see October 24th, man.
Yeah, well, let's ask Cody Controversy Cox, my man. First off, how have you been?
Doing good, dude. Commentating for Greg's MMA. Did that this past weekend, and just getting in better shape.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Right off the top, and let me ask you, Nate Bernard, James Seekman, how do you think that's going to go?
I think Nate's going to knock James out. I think James is too full of himself, and every time these new guys go against one of the older guard, they lose.
Yeah, I mean, we've certainly been seeing that so far. We see that experience has played out. But I mean, James Seekman, the way that he's been taking care of business has actually been quite impressive. And I think it's kind of a tale of the tape. I said to Nate that I think it was actually a badge of honor that he gets to take on the competitor of Road to the Title 3 and kind of hold down that spot. But also, we got an update ranking. Cody, I know you're not there. What do you got to do to get a fight, my man?
I don't know. I mean, last time I was there, I won by knockout, which is impressive. Came from behind. I was losing that fight, clearly, I think. Mm-hmm. Came back, won by knockout. I think I should have already got a call. I think there's people now getting calls that don't deserve it. But I'm here. I'm just waiting.
Awesome. I mean, how do you find that balance of letting them know that you're interested, but also not pestering and bothering them at the same time? How do you kind of manage that?
I mean, every time I see something that I just think doesn't sit right with me, I message Erica and be like, hey, I would have beat either one of these guys. Or I'll message them and be like, hey, this person had somebody back out, put me in. Mm-hmm. And I think the most important part is just staying ready for anybody at any time. I'm available for 2 weight classes, so I think there's a big opportunity for me somewhere in the mix.
Yeah. So which 2 are those? Light, heavy, and heavy, or heavy and super? I
mean, honestly, light, heavy, and heavy, or if with enough time, heavyweight, light, heavyweight, middleweight.
Gotcha. So going downwards, we've seen James Stonier and Darius the Destroyer make an appearance on Road to the Title 3. If that opportunity was presented to you, would you have taken something like that?
Oh yeah, I'll jump on that. Kill or be killed. I'm ready anytime for anything. I mean, the door's always open, and I'm always knocking.
Absolutely, my man. You know, even with your career, like you're able to get away for 3 weeks like that, and without there being an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in pretty good standing with my warden, so I could get AL, which is an authorized leave for that. I'm sure they would. They're all about mental health, and I mean, this helps me in mine. It's combat sports have always been a coping mechanism for me, so I feel like he'd be on board with it.
Awesome, man. So we've seen a couple guys get out. We've seen Stevie Ray Payne drop out, Jonathan Carrera drop out. We don't know, obviously, the future of them. Stevie did say that he was released. Jonathan Carrera, we don't know for sure. Ding, do you know who the new entries were? I'm just slipping my mind here real quick.
For heavyweight, Siegman obviously jumped up there. Darius moved a little bit.
Darius dropped what actually?
Yeah, and then Pono.
So Pono and Brice Jones came in. Darius dropped, and then Stevie Payne and Carrera out. What do you think of Pono Paul and Brice Jones? Did you see anything in those cats?
Pono is crazy. I like him. I'm a fan of him. And I mean, I'm pretty open about it. The new guard I'm kind of iffy about, but he was one of the good ones. Like, I liked watching his. There's this card they came out with that's going to be a banger, I think, the Power Slap 9 card.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got 3 fights coming up here. Obviously, we've got Abu Dhabi October 24th, December 6th in Las Vegas. We're going to have Power Slap number 10. And obviously January 30th, Power Slap number 11, presumably. They haven't announced it as being number 11, but I would assume that's what it would be. We're getting 3 cards in, the same amount of equal months. More opportunity going to come for the guys that may not be ranked like yourself. You staying ready? Like, what's happening every single day to make sure that you're ready when that call comes?
So I've been lifting, I've been training. I've been helping. I just helped 2 of my buddies with training camp. Both of them won Saturday night. So, I mean, I'm in shape. I'm in the best shape I've been in for a while. I'm walking around 218, 219, so I can make 205 easy. I'm already at heavyweight. I can make middleweight with enough time. Mm-hmm. I'm in shape, and I'm ready to knock any one of these guys out.
Yeah. I mean, you at light heavy could be a problem, man. I actually think that's a really interesting prospect. I think we talked about it before, but it definitely could be very, very appealing, considering some of those guys, 5 through 10. I think you'd match up really, really well with, to be honest with you.
Well, so I messaged Erica. I called out Russell. I called out Terp. Mm-hmm. I want one of those. Give me the loser of those guys, and then give me the winner after I beat that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, that's, yeah. What do you think of that match? Like, is that a punishment for Austin, or do you think that's just kind of where it all kind of fit?
I think, I don't think it's a punishment for Austin. I think they both hit hard. I think Austin's big thing is going to be making weight first. I think the coin toss, I think him winning the coin toss is huge, because Russell, I feel like, could be a coin toss win for either guy. Mm-hmm. Static knocked out Russell, so I have no doubt in my mind that Austin could knock out Russell, but I feel like Russell could also knock out Terp pretty easy.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that one there, you definitely don't want to miss it. Austin Turpin won the coin toss, so he's going to strike first. I think of all the matches on the card, I think winning the coin toss in that one probably almost makes, or gives you the biggest advantage, because we know, especially with the accumulation, these guys throwing bombs, that accumulation of strike going into the second round, the third round, really could be that difference, I think, in this one.
Are there bets on fouls? Because I would take the over-under on clubs or steps any day of the week with those 2.
Wouldn't that be awesome? I don't think that's out there yet, but I know Ding sat beside one of the odd makers for one of the casinos in Vegas at a Power Slap event. So Ding, next time you're there with them, you'll have to see if they can do a penalty or foul over under.
Yeah, they definitely wanted to play around with a lot of different props, so that'll be interesting.
Well, you know they're both going to.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, we're expecting about 1 week before the event that we are going to see the odds released. So probably next Thursday, we're probably about 8 days out until we see the actual odds for the event. Curious to see how it's going to stack. I mean, historically, the OGs open up as the favorites, and, the new guys that come in are usually dogs. And so, if you're a fan of the sport and someone who's been following along, and if there could be some opportunities here, but I mean, this sport is incredibly hard to pick when it comes to betting. I think, you ask anybody and they proclaim to be experts in Power Slap betting, they're full of shit, because on any given day, any given strike, the odds can be turned, one way or the other. So we'll see.
Back to that fight with Bernard and Siegman, though, that sucks for me, because I'm a fan of both guys. So sucks that one of them has to lose.
Yeah. I mean, James coming in, we've talked about it before about guys rushing, we talked about Nate Bernard being one of them, but also we have Kalani, guys that got rushed too fast up the ladder, getting shots at the title, and then kind of being left in kind of a weird spot, being young in their career, being 2-1 type thing, a kind of log jammed at the top of the division. James is obviously coming in. I think Nate's a good opportunity for him. But same kind of thing. If James loses at this point to a guy like Nate, I think it really sets back his career. I don't know if it's too much too soon. We're going to find out, but it's definitely going to be a banger, up there with Austin and Russell. But do you have any predictions on that one whatsoever?
Which one was that?
Nate and Seekman.
Nate and Seek. Oh, and I'm going to take Nate by knockout.
Okay. What round are you thinking?
1.
Round 1? Okay. So Seekman I think Seekman's striking first in that one, isn't he? No, sorry, he's not. Bernard is. Bernard strikes first. So you think it's a 1 strike? Kind of fitting.
Yeah.
The Iron Chin. The Iron Chin is going to be tested, obviously, round 1, and you think he doesn't get it done. So we'll see. Dan, you got anything for Cody?
Yeah, Cody. If from where I'm sitting, you look quite a bit leaner than we've seen you in the past. Well, number 1, would I be correct? And number 2, what are you doing?
I mean, you hear my blue healer there. I'm lifting a lot. I'm running a lot. I'm doing cardio. I posted a call-out video while I was running for Turpin one day. But I'm just overall in better shape. I'm helping my teammates get in better shape. And like Corey is saying, like me going down to light heavyweight, I'm gonna be a fucking problem for some of these people. Because I'm getting stronger. I've knocked people out in training camps. I mean, I'm doing crazy things that nobody's doing, and I'm working for my spot. Like I want it worse than most people could ever know.
Yeah, on that subject matter, Corey alluded to it earlier. We're pretty, I'd say, gung ho on this side about, kind of taking your time, right? Like enjoy that journey. Fight the next best guy. Don't necessarily shoot up to the front of the line because it hasn't worked out thus far, and I don't think it will work out in most cases unless you find some freak athlete. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I know the show's called Road to the Title, but I think what that road looks like is up to the imagination. Do some of these guys get put up there too quickly, or do you think it's the right pace?
I mean, it's so early in this game with Power Slap that some of your guys have. Whenever you get somebody who gets a highlight reel knockout, they have to jump them to the top of the line because there's not that many guys in yet. So you got these instant megastars who go up there, they get popped, they get dropped back down, and I mean, Nate was an example of that. I should promote myself more, brother. Oh, I'm promoting myself. I'll knock all these dudes out. They're all chumps. I'll get them all. But you can't rush it. You got to trust the process. Like me, I'm not calling for no number 1 spots. I'm not calling for none of that shit. I want a rematch with Turpin, or I want Russell. And like my goal in this sport isn't within my grasp anymore because Static dropped down even lower than I wanted. He's my son's favorite striker. Originally I just wanted to verse him. But my mindset now, dude, everybody can get it. Anybody. They call me for any weight class that I can reach, anybody can get it.
And you're a guy that I know, you've talked about being the only person that, went the distance with Austin Turpin. What do you think? Where do you think his career's headed now? Obviously, first time we see him up against Vern, doesn't go his way. He's missed weight twice in a row. He's fighting Russell, which isn't any easier of a challenge by any stretch of the imagination. We don't know what happens that day. Of course, we don't know if he makes weight. We can all speculate and whatnot. But what do you think? Where do you think his career's at as far as where he goes from here? And, is he further along or further back than he was, say, when he fought Wolverine the first time?
First off, Feo. I took 5 strikes from Turpin. They just kept calling me on some bullshit flinches. But besides that, I think Turp's a good dude. I think his only issue is making weight. I think the reason he got knocked out is because he cuts weight like shit. I'll help him make weight if he wants it. I mean, clearly you see me leaning out. I can show him what to do. I can show him where he needs to do it. I think some of his gym videos are probably fake. I don't think he's hitting it as hard as he says he is anyway. You can see who actually wants this kind of shit and who doesn't. I think he's enjoying the spotlight right now. And I think if he doesn't take it seriously, I think Russell cuts him out.
Again, I mean, I want to underscore, I'm not speculating by any means that he's going to miss weight. I will say, though, I think he has an unusual challenge ahead of him because he's going to be flying across, virtually across the world, right? He's from Florida. Obviously, he's not going to Australia, but he's going pretty far. That jet lag, that travel, trying to acclimate, trying to get accustomed to the different time, the food and things like that. I think that there's an additional challenge here that hopefully he's anticipating when it comes to being on weight. How much time he's going to have, I don't know. When they're going to fly the athletes out. Some guys have booked their own tickets to go watch the card in Abu Dhabi. Are you one of those guys that's going to go there and watch it, or will you be watching it from either home or from work?
I'll definitely be watching from home. I don't want to go to Abu Dhabi unless I'm on a card. Like you said, there's challenges within that, like jet lag and things like that. So like, until I have to do it, I'm not interested in doing it. But I mean that's for both guys because Russell's not from there either. I mean, he's going to be flying out there. They're both going to deal with the same problems. My prediction for that, I think Russell takes that fight.
Awesome, man. There you have it. It's a prediction. That's awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, man. It's good to catch up with you. If we had more time, I'd ask you to tell. Everybody's always asking stories about what goes on behind the walls of a jail. So, we'll save that one for the next time. But, always good to talk to you, man. Haven't heard from you in a bit. Like I said, my personal observation, you look great. I don't know if Turpin's going to take you up on your offer, but I do think that you're absolutely right, man. You've proven it. So, great to talk to you.
Genuinely, anybody listening, it's not just Turpin. If anybody has any weight issues and they want to like learn to cut weight easier, better, get a hold of me. I mean, whenever I needed help, I did reach out to Corey. Corey gave me some ideas. I mean, I ran with some of them. It's there. I'm here to help people, but I'm also here to hurt people. So before I go, I would like to give a couple shout outs. Herb Social, Killer King Kickboxing, Griggs Entertainment. Go check those out. And then before I go, because I know you guys got other people coming on, Russell, I know you know my fucking name. I'm going to knock you out. And if I can't get you because Turpin knocks your bitch ass out, I'll knock Turpin out. I want both of you. You both know my name. You know I could take a shot. I'll kill you both.
Awesome, my man. Appreciate you for that promo drop. Hopefully we'll see you back there real soon, my man. You got a ton to give. Much love, much respect. You always have a home here. Stay in touch, all right?
Yep. Have a good day, guys.
Take care, my man. There we go, Ding. Great to talk to Cody Controversy Cox. Let's keep the show rolling. We're going to go from one to the next. We're going to go to another heavyweight. We're going to bring in the hardest man in all of show business to get in touch and online for an interview. Sass Billy, where you been hanging out, my man?
I've been hanging out in the middle of Myrtle Beach waiting on Erica to give me a call.
Maybe she thinks you're the Bigfoot.
Apparently, just, no seen, only heard, I guess.
Yeah. How's life been treating you, man? I know Myrtle Beach, summer town, staying clean, staying ready, staying in shape.
I heeded your warning and off the last match, and I've gotten myself down to where I drink a beer a day, and I've gotten myself down to where I am smoking a cigarette a day.
Congrats, man.
So another win, mind you. I'm smoking my cigarette for the day today or right now, but man, it's kind of been awful, but at the same time, it's kind of been eye-opening. Mm-hmm. On the regular side of stuff with this hurricane that just came through, Harleen or whatever it was named, it kind of shut us down business-wise for my regular job. So times have been a little bit hard. Pono has been a good big brother, and he helped me out which I'm very thankful for. But looking for another match, man. Couldn't get on the Abu Dhabi card. I feel like a lot of that was down to I couldn't get my birth certificate and everything squared away for my passport. But man, I've been practicing my ass off. To the point that I'm knocking over my heavy bag on its stand. I'm knocking it over. So I'm ready for a match.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got an opportunity to be on Road to the Title Season 3. I mean, I don't think we haven't really caught up with you on that entire aspect. Talk to me about the entire thing.
So first match, I was deemed a winner by fact that the other guy fouled out. Cody
Cherniak. Yeah.
Harasnik.
Sorry. Yeah.
He fouled out on me, but the foul on my last match was way more graphic than the foul on my first match. So where I wanted to defer my hit for Cody Harasnik on the second one, due to the fact that I felt like it was still necessary to be able to hit him back, I didn't get that. I got hit good on my second match on the first round. I knocked him on his ass on the first round. On the second round, he punched me in the eye and my sinus cavity. And I have all the still shots to prove it. So with that being said, as much as we're supposed to be held to the ability of how we hit to make sure that we don't foul out on a hit or on a stand, judges should be held just as liable for their decisions. And I can tell you that they're not being held to the highest standard compared to the actual slaps.
Gotcha.
I
do
got
you feel
done
like you're
dirty.
given a fair shake or what? I'm not sure just by the tone of your voice.
I got shit on, not by my opponent, but by the judges. My last match with Brice, at maximum, it should have been a tie. It should have been a draw. The referees didn't even try on his second hit to even try to go back to the slow-mos. What's the purpose of a slow-mo if you're not going to use it to your advantage? That's the reason why I feel like when it comes down to us as slappers and as strikers, we should be able to call a timeout and call for a second decision when it comes to the hit, because, man, I looked at my hit that they reevaluated on my second hit, and I looked at his second hit, and my second hit, it was slightly high. I'm not going to deny that. It was definitely slightly high. But his hit was in my eyeball. It literally was a sinus cavity eyeball hit. And they still gave him the match. Now, again, that doesn't boil down to my competition. My competition did what he was supposed to do, especially as a newbie. But that boils down to the judges.
Mm-hmm.
And in this sport, there part of the UFC, and I get it. They're a part of the commission, so the commission doesn't have to hire somebody new. But at the same time, none of these guys have really ever judged an actual slap match like they have judged a UFC match. And I'm seeing a lot of bad calls go into play. A lot of fouls that shouldn't have been fouls. A lot of fouls called that shouldn't have been fouls. A lot of wins that were called due to fouls that were called incorrectly. Like, we need to bring somebody as a judge into this sport that's actually a good judge for the sport.
I hear you, my man. I'm going to ask you two more, and then I'm going to throw it over to Ding. But there's one question here from Raiden talking about that they cut out their audios in clips of the fight when we point out fouls. Any truth to that?
They, oh man.
You can take a
Frank,
pass
I
if
love
you
you
want.
to death. Frank, I love you to death, but at the same time, they got to be held accountable, man, because it's chump change what we're getting paid to be able to do what we do. So, compared to the other sports that are happening right now with the UFC, there are a lot of things that get displaced during the call, let alone the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know this is probably going to get me canceled, but at this point, I don't give a shit because I'm tired of it. But, man, they didn't show a single part on that show of where the house got sick and then tainted the rest of the house to get sick. Waylon was one of the Waylon Frost was one of the guys that was supposed to be a bring-in from an already contract to a contract offer for the show and everything else. These guys got sat out. It wasn't because they sat out because they were scared. It was because we got sick. Dude, during the show, that my temperature jumped so high that they had to shove ice down my pants and up my shirt to keep me or to drop the temperature in my body.
Crazy.
Like, and then when I got back off of the show, I got back, mind you, I went through my last match, felt like I probably shouldn't have gone through my last match, but it was deemed to me that in the most nonchalant way that if I didn't participate, that I would be considered a puss. And I'm not a puss. So I competed, but
Yeah.
that
Sorry,
I shouldn't say anything to the doctor.
Gotcha. We're just getting some bad audio from you, James. That's all. Your Wi-Fi is kicking out, I think.
All right. So when it really boils down to it, there was a lot of people that got sick in the house. A lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It spread throughout the house. Somebody brought a sickness into the house, and it spread throughout all of us.
Who was it?
My last match,
Who was it?
I literally had to down like 1,500 milligrams of Tylenol and a bunch of like pretty much Dayquil flu medicine, because if I would have went to the hospital, they would have called the match on me because of sickness.
I hear you, my man. Ding, you got anything for James?
I'm sorry, what?
I was just asking Ding if he had anything for you, my man. That's all.
Yeah, James, I'm just curious. What do you think of the updated heavyweight rankings?
I think it's bullshit. For one, my last match at maximum should have been a tie. or a draw. For 2, I've watched the rankings over the last year, and I've watched people like Dumpling, which is a big thing in the sport right now. Dumpling go from having no matches in Power Slap to having 1 match against the Camille, I love you, but the softest person in all of super heavyweight, which it was a given to him, to amp up his calling, because he was one of the originals from the whole slap institution. For him to be able to, for him to surpass everybody that has matches. I don't understand to be honest with you, I don't understand half of these power slap uh, rankings, because rankings to me is who has wins, who has losses, who has the most wins. It's not who you go against. It's not who you or if you've got knocked out or not. It's your ranking. It's your I've had 4 matches. Out of the 4 matches, I've had 2 matches that were winners, 2 matches that were losses. One of those matches should have been a draw. And I'll say that till the end of fucking time. Brice Jones, if I ever get a rematch against you, I promise you I'm going to lay you the fuck out. But these rankings are bullshit, man. They're basing it off of just, I don't know, whoever's the favorite. I guess it's a favorite contest. It's not a real contest of who should be in the rankings. It's whoever makes Dana and Frank happy enough to make them part of the rankings. If you tell one of them a really good joke, I guarantee you 10-1 odds says you're going to be in a ranking higher than number 10. Brice Jones got put at 10. James Seekman just got put at number fucking 7. How in the fuck do you have 2 matches? One of them is a disqualification. You actually stepped and knocked the person out. In your second match, you knocked the guy out, but all of a sudden you're ranked number 7? Come on, bro. I'm one of the cleanest power slappers. I am the cleanest power slapper in all of the heavyweights. I've never been called for a fucking foul, ever. How is James Seekman ahead of me in the rankings when he got called for a foul on his first match and got DQ'd, and then on his second match knocked out Pono? Good match, don't get me wrong. He knocked out Pono clean. I can't say anything other than the fact. But his first match, come on, bro. The only reason why you got in the house off of the rip was because of the fact that you Judy chopped the bag with the side of your fucking thumb. Like, come on, man. They're not holding this shit to an actual standard. It's whatever makes, I guess, the best viewership. So if you want to be a ranker in Power Slap, man, you need to knock him out. And if that means you knock him out on a foul, you're still going to get better viewership than somebody like me who's been clean with every one of his fucking slaps and has never been called for a foul.
Yeah. I hear you, James. Let me summarize it for you. Either you're a ranker or you're a wanker. I think that sums up everything you just said.
Pretty much. Everybody, James Seekman and fucking what's his face?
Brice Jones.
Brice Jones. They're wankers, bro. They're wankers.
Awesome. On the record. Can we clip that and make a graphic? James Stonier.
James Stonier just lets you know both James Seekman and Brice Jones are fucking wankers. How are y'all getting a shot at a fucking ranking right now when the entire show is supposed to be for you to even get a kinship to this sport, and then you fuck up in the sport and you get a ranking? Seriously, Brice Jones got two knockouts, or one knockout and one unanimous decision, and he's ranked number 10. James Seekman got a foul out where he lost and won by knockout on one, and he's a higher ranking than Brice, and Brice won both of his matches. These guys don't know how to rank. It's whatever suits the fucking audience.
Yeah. Awesome, James. Pleasure as always having you, my man. You're always a good dude. We appreciate you. Come on anytime, all right?
I appreciate it very much. Hey, just on a real note though, Brice Jones, any day of the fucking week, you're just like my Corey fucking Corbin. To be honest with you, man, at least you showed up. But when it really boils down to it, any day of the fucking week, I'll give you the fucking rematch. Matter of fact, I want the rematch. You give me the rematch so I can knock you the fuck out on the first hit.
Man, what a line to end on, brother. Well, thanks for joining us. Hopefully we see you back up there very, very soon. We got 3 events coming up. Obviously, Abu Dhabi doesn't seem like it's gonna happen, but December 6th, man.
December 6th. Let's hope that somebody calls me.
Awesome, brother. We'll be watching. We'll
All right,
talk
man.
soon, man. Take care, brother. Thank you.
You too.
Did you leave me?
I did. I got the FedEx guy coming. He hasn't come up yet, but I'll be
right.
leaving you again.
All
but
right.
Will Shockey, my man, how you been doing, dude?
Good, guys. How about yourselves?
Good. I seen you laughing your ass off.
Yeah, I was
Talk
just
to
gonna say
Diggs
he
for a
was
second,
cracking
right?
up. He was cracking up behind the scenes. What was funny about it? What were you laughing at?
Yeah, I love Sass Billy. He's actually the one that gave me my nickname Mutant. So it's just funny because I can feel with a lot what he's saying too. But definitely shit cracks me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the ranking? I know I'm not gonna break the fourth wall and say what we talked about in DM, but I know you had some things on your mind about the rankings. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. It's it was frustrating at first when I seen them because I felt like I should have been at least like one higher. But at the same time, thank goodness for my team, my coaches at Shark Pit. I talked to my coaches and confide in them. At the end of the day, it's just a number. I don't need a number, but attached to my name to tell me I'm better than the guys in front of me. You know what I mean? If you need a number to tell you you're better than these guys, then you're probably in the wrong place. So, really, we've seen guys lower in the rankings fight for the title before. So, it really, it did aggravate me at first, but I'm not the person that's going to dwell on stuff like that. It's just right back to the grind, back to work and doing what we do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you see a couple guys on there who were sent home. Gianni, Jai Roberto. What do you think about the fact that like a guy like Isaac he gets disqualified? You win, but he's still ahead of you.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something like you guys mentioned too on the, I believe maybe the last episode that it's kind of going more of performance based, kind of thing, in which I get that, but it's tough to do a performance based ranking if it's not a clear cut performance. So it's one of those things that's kind of subjective to whoever's watching the performance. As how they're going to view it. So you could spin a web 2 different ways. You could be like, hey, well, you got knocked out, but some people could be like, well, he didn't hit clean, now he's shown that he's prone to fouls. So you could kind of spin it 2 different ways. So that's where it kind of leaves, if you're going to by performance wise, you're kind of leaving that room to where it gets subjective to whoever's watching it at that point.
Yeah, I've said it publicly before, man. Disqualifications don't do anything for you, even if you're on the right side of it. I've learned that. Danny, I think with Danny Van Heer was probably the best example of that. I mean, he got a title shot after losing by DQ. So,
Yeah.
You know,
I
even if it's
completely agree with that. I just don't feel like a foul should hold the same value as a clean knockout. But in certain cases, that kind of holds true. Kind of like what Sassbilly said too. You know, it's kind of for the views. You know, if somebody gets knocked out brutally, they're gonna put that stuff all over the social media because it's gonna get views. Not so much that it's promoting that it's like, hey, this guy won. It's all about the views, which I get. We gotta get the views to get paid. But that's just how it is. I'm not gonna dwell on stuff because it does no good for you to dwell on things like that. You just got to keep grinding and get back to it. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm ready to take a fight any point in time. Abu Dhabi, Vegas, wherever, they call me last minute, I'll go. It doesn't matter to me. I'll slap these dudes in a Whole Foods parking lot. It doesn't matter to me. Like we'll go at it anywhere.
Yeah, in your division, the guys that you know really well, Dakota and Joshua Bovera, obviously going at it in Abu Dhabi at 9. First things first, what is your reaction to that match? Do you think that's the right matchup? Secondly, if we could get a prediction from you.
Yeah, it's 100% the right matchup. Those are both of those guys. I really love both of those guys. Josh, he was definitely one of my favorite guys on my team, and I got really close with Dakota as well. So I'm not really going to throw a prediction out there just because I'm really close with both of them. So I don't want to throw anything out there because I think it's going to be a great matchup. I just don't want to see any fouls. That's the one thing that I'm hoping for, is that it doesn't end like, kind of like my match with Isaac, because then you're kind of in an awkward place where it's for title implications. So hopefully it doesn't end like that. But that's the only thing I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, is a part of you hoping that it's a double knockout since they're both Canadian?
I mean, that'd be something to see, but but at the same time, like just as long as there's no fouls, I just want a clean match. That's all I want to see. I pray the best for both of those guys. I want to see both of them succeed and do well in their careers. So let's just get a clean match out of it.
Awesome, brother. Court.
Well, great to see you, my man. As always, what are you doing every day? I talked to Cody earlier. How do you, I know you're still fresh into this, but how do you stay relevant? How do you let the brass of Power Slap know you're ready to go and you're still evolving, but at the same time, don't cross that line and pester them too much?
Yeah, it's definitely, there's a thin line when it comes to not getting, too pushy with it, but you also want to make sure that you're putting it out there, that you're available and ready at any time. So pretty much anytime Power Slap they post something, I repost everything that they post on Instagram, Facebook, like that. I'll let them know. And at the same time, I will kind of like, tag them here and there, but not like overly too much to like be so pushy about it that I'm like almost seem like I'm begging for a match, because I'm ready at any time, but I don't want to be so pushy to where they think like, man, this guy is, bugging the shit out of us. We're going to, put him on the back burner because, he's being too pushy. But I think that there is a thin line that you need to be staying at, to where you need to stay relevant, but you don't want to be over pushy to where they're like, okay, this guy's getting on our fucking nerves. So
I hear you, my man. With a sport that's still relatively new, obviously you can't walk into, any dojo and go to a slap class. How do you keep improving? How do you keep studying? How do you get yourself surrounded by like-minded individuals to push each other day in and day out?
So I'm very thankful that my gym they're super supportive of me, and because a lot of people, like you said, it's not something that's very relevant in other gyms or anywhere else. That's they're not really pushing Power Slap or anything. So I'm just super thankful for my team, Shark Pit, and my coaches, and I confide in them quite regularly. But to stay regular with everything, I watch Power Slap every single day when I work out. When I'm down here grinding, I got my bike right here. I got my heavy bag. Sauna's over there. I play Power Slap every single day, and I'm taking all that knowledge and watching that stuff.
The video game?
Huh?
Did you say you're playing Power Slap like the video game?
No, on my TV, like on my
Oh,
TV.
okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
this is mind blowing. We're like, I'm trained for power slap every day. I'm fucking number 300 in the world on the video game.
No. So I'll play all the past events, the past seasons of the show,
Oh,
because I feel like that also helps for you to learn from other people's
okay,
past
yeah.
mistakes. You see mistakes that other people make, and if you keep, watching this stuff over and over, you're going to start to figure out the tendencies of other people as well, and it helps too for learning techniques. And
Yeah.
I just train every single day, lift, workout. I'm riding pretty big on the weight right now. I'm not even gonna lie. So I kind of ballooned up when I came back.
Yeah.
But I'm,
Would you
I
on
think I'm
that?
like 171 and a half, I think.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
yeah.
Couple
Shit.
couple trips to McDonald's, a little bit of Dairy Queen for dessert, and you're back up there.
Yeah, shit. Next
Yeah.
thing you know, be calling out where KO Chris's bitch ass at. You know what I mean? Like
Hey, look at that! Dang, you're getting some good clips to cut this week, my man.
no, it's I'm ready anytime. I can make the weight
Yeah.
155 anytime. It's an easy cut. I fluctuate very crazy with my weight too. So I'll go to sleep and wake up 10 pounds lighter. Just from water weight. So it's pretty easy for me to make 155 at any point in time. So if they call me, if they call me tonight, shit,
Mhm.
I'll make 155, in 24 hours.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Great to hear, dude. I know we talked last time. We talked about some of the collectibles and sports cards and stuff because I commented on your pictures in the back as I ran away. Ding there's got his cards. I just got my fresh shipment of Knockout in. Check that
Nice.
out. So keeping
sir.
the hobby alive. Last week, I'm not sure if you've seen it or not, but we did get the update. It's looking like December for the Power Slap cards. They've got all their autos secured, ready to go. The set's coming together. The images are in place. Some of the artwork is looking fantastic on these cards. So looking like December, we're going to get a little pre-treat for Christmas. Not sure if it's going to come in the first part, if it's going to be there for Power Slap number 10. But before Christmas, we'll have those cards in hand. And hopefully, my man, will have you on doing some break-in, opening some packs, and being involved in that side of it as well, my man.
For sure. I'm all about the sports cards. I collect a little bit of everything on sports. I actually got some auto. I pulled a Uriah Hall autograph card maybe like a week or so ago. So
Okay.
yeah. I'm all about it when the Power Slap cards come out. We'll do some breaks and see what we can get.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's definitely a passion of all of ours. I know Ding is into it. He's showing you his cards. He's big in the UFC. I go real deep, man. Like football is my first love. Kind of old school Marshawn Lynch with the Bills. Played over in the Seahawks and with the Raiders. Here's actually like a far-fetched one. Gary Vaynerchuk, V Friends?
Yeah.
Hard.
That was awesome.
I actually took Ding at Fanatics Fest in New York, and Ding sat in the corner and was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" So he wasn't into that one. But yeah, man, no, it's great to see, dude. You know what? I think you got to mesh your passion with your education. You got to have fun every single day. And I mean, all these extra things are just super cool, and connect people even deeper. You go in the house with these guys, you're there to fight, but when you can find these commonalities with people and connections, and I think it just makes things, all the better. So, yeah, man, I'm definitely down. But actually, we see Big West. I've actually had some pretty good combos with Westman actually about cards as well. So I'm gonna get those NFL cards signed for you. West runs deep, my man. West's a good dude. So, but Will, pleasure as always. I know you're gonna be in this mix here. For obviously the lightweight division. What did KO Chris do for you to call him out? I'm just curious. Did he get under your skin or what?
To be honest with you, he actually blocked me on Instagram like before I even got into Power Slap. I think I commented something on one of the posts or something that Power Slap had put. And
Yeah.
I even talked to Manny at the Apex when he came in and trained with us, and he was like, "Oh yeah, man, he blocked me and unblocked me and then blocked me again." He's like, "Don't even fucking pay attention to him." I was just like, "Yeah, bro, KO Chris, he's a tough dude. He obviously is not anywhere, close on my radar because I'm staying in lightweight and trying to get that belt. But I am at pretty much like a welterweight weight right now. But he definitely kind of rubbed me wrong a little bit with that, but it's, it's cool. I'm not a kind of guy that hold stuff like that against anybody, especially after I talked to Manny and found out that he did it to him like several times, unblocked him and blocked him. So
You're like this, then he blocked me too. I really don't. I have no clue why, bro. Like we talked on Slap News. I don't know. The only person he hasn't blocked is Corey, bro. He loves Corey.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Well, what do you think of these guys? So, KO Chris is fighting Amir Nuruddin in street beefs. We've got the Chief. We've got Brandon Kerr. They're doing their thing. Like, what do you think of these guys going outside of the organization to go and squash these beefs? I mean, is it seemingly that a Frank and Erica won't let it happen? These guys are taking upon themselves to go other ways. What do you think of it all?
I mean, it's it's definitely it's a tough thing to do because you don't want to like rub them wrong, the bosses, with that, because I know they don't want us doing a lot of crazy stuff. So I mean, not to say I wouldn't want to see it, you know what I mean? I want to, especially the Brandon Kerr one and the Chief. I think that one would be I think they were talking maybe combat jiu-jitsu or something like that, slap, where they could do slaps too. I'm not
exactly said it, not us, bro.
Yeah. But I wish that I could, possibly do other things outside of the sport too, but I understand why they don't want us doing those things, because, you get hurt and then you're kind of on the back burner, and, it kind of leaves them where it's like, well, now we can't really book you for shit because you got hurt doing this like little side mission, your little side quest. And I get it. But I'm also a dog too. I'd love to do bare knuckle. I'd love to do some crazy shit like that. But there's no way in hell they'd let me do that. There's no way. They just tell me, here's your walking papers. If you want to go do it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Dang, got anything else for our man?
Yeah, one thing I think people are overlooking, and particularly in lightweight, there were more lightweights than just Robert Trujillo previously that fought him at 55. Dallas, El Tigre, Paul Teague obviously got released. Brendan Mahone and James Santamaria. None of those guys got ranked. I wonder what that means.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough with the rankings because like I said, we talked to, like, it's like I was aggravated about it, but at the same time, I'm, I mean, shit, if you need a number, you're in the wrong place. You know what I mean? If you're looking for like, just a number beside your name, then fuck. I mean, if that's all you want, then go to some other sport, because in my eyes, if you're just looking for a ranking and that's all that you're looking for, you're probably just going to get knocked out. I mean, because my mind is I'm going to go out there and perform no matter what number is in front of my name, whether I have a number in front of my name. They could have put me in unranked and I wouldn't have given a shit. You know what I mean? I would have been a little aggravated, but I'm still going to show up and perform and do what I got to do. Which I know a lot of the guys will too. Like Sass, he'll come and perform and he'll throw down any fucking day. That dude is game as fuck and he will throw down with anybody. So I get the frustration. You know what I mean? I totally get it for sure. So we'll see what happens with the rankings, but I'm sure like the lightweight rankings are going to be crazy because you got championship spot open. Somebody's eventually going to drop that. They're going to drop down after this next match with Josh and McGregor. So we'll see what matchups that they're going to plan on making. So these rankings could be completely different in a couple of months.
Oh, they will be, man. You can bet.
For sure. 100%. Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, great talking to you as always. Thanks for joining us. You'll always be here, man. You have a home here, and we'll keep up with you, my man.
Always, guys. I appreciate it. And shout out to my team, Shark Pit Jiu-Jitsu. We're always throwing down. We got some of the best fighters in the world on the East Coast. Anybody want to come train with us? Come by anytime.
Awesome, my man. Appreciate you. Much love, dude. We'll talk soon. Okay. Take care, man. See you, dude. All right, Ding.
Are you opening those boxes or what?
No,
I am not opening the boxes. Okay,
I am not. I'm not opening boxes right now.
Dude, I was thinking while they were talking,
yeah,
about the fouls particularly, they should totally use AI.
What do you mean?
They should use AI to place the strikes on the video to sort of like identify where the strike landed in comparison to the athlete's face when they slow-mo it, and then that should tell them, you need a human review or you don't. Like, They could totally do that, bro. I've watched a dude that I know train AI in his store to detect shoplifting patterns, like movements and shit like that. Come on,
Yeah.
they could do it, dude. I think they should use AI to determine if a strike needs to be reviewed or not.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, like, I know they're even trying in baseball. They're trying to take the umpire out of it, where you'll no longer need him to call balls and strikes. It'll all be done computerized.
100%. It's absolutely the case. And Dana's been talking about the rankings being done by AI.
Has he really?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good idea. But I will say, I think using AI to get a strike makes sense.
Well, let me ask you, would the rankings be better or worse if they were done by AI?
Honestly, as much as I think that the MMA media is all over the place, I think that they pretty much get it right in most cases on the ranking.
On the UFC side.
Correct.
Gotcha. Yeah. I wonder how you get on that list. How do you become one of those voting members of the rank? Do you know, Ding?
Just have to be credential media. What do you mean?
I don't know.
Like you got to be in the good old boys club, the Kevin Iole club.
Okay. You join the Kevin Iole club. Where's Kevin Iole anyways?
Not covering power slap.
He is not. So we'll leave it at that. But man, 8 fights. We know, I don't know. We'll semi-talk about it. There's a couple other fights rumbling around that we thought might happen. They didn't get announced. Maybe we'll have some tape fights on this card. We know some guys have their flights booked. They've publicly stated that they're on their way to Abu Dhabi. Maybe those fights fell apart. That's why we don't talk about rumors and speculation. We don't know until it's done. We've got 8 fights. Presumably the first 4 are going to be on the undercard. The last 4 will be the main event. We kind of touched it off the top of the show about how top to bottom these matchups could be the most stacked lineup that we've seen yet. I know I probably sound like a broken record. I say it every single time because I fall in love with the stories, the intrigues, the possibilities, everything that could be. But this one seemingly, and I mean, dude, I'm getting on a plane for 15 plus hours. It better be good if you're getting me all the way over there, my man.
Who's going to be opening up those knockout boxes on the plane?
Yeah. It's actually fun doing Pokemon box on the plane, man. Get a couple of booster boxes, 36 packs.
Yeah, but your e-friends too, you can get fucking Tweety Bird Vaynerchuk or whatever the fuck it's called.
Tweety Bird Vaynerchuk. Nice. I'm sure it'll sell for $1 million.
Alex Pereira, bro. Let's go.
Oh, nice. When did you get that one? Last night?
No, this was actually debut box.
Is that midnight?
No, this is fucking knockout. Look, Jack Della Maddalena Gallographs, bro. It's transparent.
Hey, I can still see your face behind it, man.
Amazing, dude. It's incredible. I love it. Marvin Vittori had an 8 double patch. Like, this shit's crazy.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about cards, who do you think is going to be the biggest chase when the power slap cards drop?
Dana.
You think Dana?
Dana.
All right. I don't know how much I can talk about it, but we are going to have some fans of power slap in here as well. There are going to be some other celebrities that have been to power slap events. You'll be able to collect their autos in the actual set itself. Striker wise, anybody you gonna try and PC, Ding?
Probably Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Seeing Hawaiian on the card would be fucking dope. I'll go with Hawaiian. Hawaiian big one.
I think I'm gonna PC Wolverine, man. I think when it's all said and done, I think he's low key right now. I think as much as he's been around, 2-time title holder, I don't know. I just think long-term in the history of the sport, I think he'll get his due. I think he'll be someone that kind of lives on in infamy for what he's done, before getting a power slap, and then also what he's done here in power slap. And I think he'll have a certain aura that'll carry him through. So I think Wolverine's gonna be one of the guys that I'm gonna be chasing, trying to, maybe we'll have to do a rainbow search. I've never been one to collect a rainbow. And for you guys that don't know what a rainbow is, it's when you collect all the variations of a particular card. Obviously the one of one's the hardest one to get, but if you could, it's a fun way to collect cards as well. Something I've never done, but maybe I'll try it this time with Wolverine, and we'll see how it unfolds.
Could we see power slap cards of either of these guys? I don't know if you can see this.
Strickland?
There's one.
That's Strickland. I can't see the other one though. I think your camera froze.
You know who that is?
No, I can't tell, dude.
Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler. I don't know. Has Chandler been to a power slap event?
He was at the last one. Because remember, his company's a sponsor.
Oh, that's right. That is right. Yeah, I mean, possibly. I don't think Sean Strickland is one, but Chandler definitely could be a possibility. I know things are moving along pretty exciting. You know, these guys from obviously from Road to the Title Season 3 won't be included in the set, but we do know the guys at Leaf are planning to do multiple releases, which is going to keep this fun and exciting. It's going to keep new rookies coming in time after time. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, the entire roster will not be in the set. There's going to be guys that you want to see and unfortunately won't have cards in this first debut, and it's not that they're getting slighted. It's just they're going to be slated for a future set and a future release so that we come back and keep on buying more, my man. That's really the name of the game at the end of the day. And so, you know, it's not all going to come at us in full swing over the course of the year. You'll get your favorites out there. And yeah, I'm getting pretty excited about it. I know we talk about it lots and always working on a ton of things in the back channels. And yeah, looking forward to everything that Power Slap is doing. And obviously, I mean, they even have some new sponsors coming out too. We started seeing some new sponsorships for these guys also. So
yeah, what is it? Head Rush. Head Rush is a big one I've been seeing a lot.
So a clothing company, yeah. So it's actually a Canadian company, man, out of Montreal, dude.
God, bro. Why?
Ding doesn't want to let it. The Canadians are taking over Power Slap. And
always figure out a way to just fucking bring it back to this fucking
dude, man,
championship.
Dude, even Burger King moved to Canada, man, their head office. So.
Oh yeah, that's big fucking revelation. Burger joint in the fucking world, dude. Give me a break. Look.
Isn't it second biggest? Come on.
No, bro. Wendy's the second biggest.
Really?
Burger King actually got passed recently. That's how great they're fucking doing. Inked Bread. We got bread sponsors. Hunter is absolutely right. If you want some bread, go to Inked Bread. I've never eaten it, but I would love to eat it if somebody can help me get my hands on a loaf. But Corey, speaking of getting your hands on something, how can people get Power Slap cards, bro?
Yeah, well, I thought you were going to say you could put your hands on something and put them in your pants.
Oh,
but
God.
Yes, that's not happening, is it, Nick?
More.
Your wife's gone to work, I guess, man. Power Slap cards, my man. As you know, here at Slap News, we are going to be bringing you guys opportunities to get Power Slap cards, to break your own boxes. We're going to be heavily involved in this. If you're not doing so right now, head over at Power Slap Cards on Instagram. We also have a Facebook group that we're creating out for Power Slap cards specifically, where you can buy, sell, trade Power Slap cards, everything involved with that. We're really gearing up for that. We're working on the relaunch of our website as well. Going to be integrated into that, the Power Slap card aspect of it. We look forward. I mean, we want to have a ton of interaction with you guys, and this is an opportunity where it's not just a one-way, it's a two-way opportunity where you can be involved, you can be part of it, you can feel as if you were part of the action. You join breaks. You also get a buy-in into it. You get the cards that come out for your specific weight class. Breaking, there's a number of different ways that you can do it. You could pick a fighter. It could be random spots, or you could, pick specific spots within a break. I'm sure we'll work with a number of different, formats. We'll find ways that you guys like. There'll be giveaways. There'll be a lot of stuff going on. And so we're pretty excited for all of that. How many of you guys, just kind of off the top of my head, how many of you guys use Whatnot? Just going to ask you guys here real quick, drop a comment. If you do, drop a Y in the comment if you use Whatnot. If you don't, platform that we're considering as well, looking at. But let us know just if you are, drop a Y in the comments so we know, because we do obviously want to bring this to the masses of here at Power Slap and look at the different opportunities that we can. And I know sometimes the technology can be a little overwhelming for people. So we'll try our best if we do get on a platform like that for these breaks that we get you guys up to par. So go Will Shockey anyways, my man.
Listen, if you pay $10,000, we'll fly to your house and break them in front of you.
There we go. Put it on the site, my man. All right, Dang, I appreciate you joining me, man. Being here once again. Bang up edition. Obviously, we know we're going to be there in Abu Dhabi. Power Slap number 9. We're going to give you behind the scenes access, unprecedented access in the game. We'll be there at the weigh-ins. We'll be there for the fights, and we'll be there for the post-fight press conferences and get you guys interviews. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel for those interviews. Make sure you're following us on Instagram as well for all the latest updates. Ding, take care, my man. We'll be back next week.